If you've read the story Real, which you can find in Kowabana Origins, then you've likely heard of this week's particular forbidden game. There's a section in the story that states, if you stand in front of the mirror and look right while doing something, something will appear. That first something is bowing in front of the mirror, and if you do that and turn to look at the right, then something else will appear. As you can probably already guess, it's not something good. The author of this story mentions they heard this from a friend, but of course they didn't believe it to be true. So, after getting home one day, they stood in front of the mirror, bowed, and then turned right. What they saw upon turning right was something standing in the middle of their room. It's described as about 160 centimeters tall, with wild hip-length hair draped over their face, like Sadako. The figure was wearing white Japanese-style clothes and covered in Shinto charms. And on top of all that, it seemed to vibrate wildly left and right, like it was on some sort of strange frequency. By bowing in front of the mirror and summoning this ghostly-like creature, the author is then subjected to an incredibly long list of misadventures that, ultimately, doesn't end well for anyone involved. Unlike some of the other forbidden games mentioned in this series, this one is incredibly easy to try for yourself, if you really want to. All you need is a full-length mirror. That's it. Stand in front of it, bow, and then turn your head to the right. If you're lucky or unlucky, depending on your point of view, you might summon something otherworldly that will haunt you till the end of your days. Or you might see nothing at all. It's up to you whether you really want to risk it. This particular ritual was possibly inspired by another ritual going around the Japanese internet known as the Kami-sama of Happiness. This version, however, is supposed to have a much better result. In much the same way, you just have to stand in front of a full-length mirror, which faces the north. Put both hands together in front of your chest, making sure your right hand is the one on top. Look down at your feet, and while looking at them, turn your feet 45 degrees to the right. Let go of your hands, and that's it. If you've done everything correctly, you will now be protected by the Kami-sama of Happiness, which sounds a whole lot more appealing to me than being haunted by the ghost of some poor soul determined to drag me down with them. But there's another mirror ritual which may have more closely inspired this one, and this one is said to come from the Ainu people in Japan's north. Unlike the ritual in the story, this one sees you sitting in front of a mirror. Rather than looking at it dead on, you must turn your face to 45 degrees. Then from there, turn around to the right to look behind you. It's said that if you do this correctly, you'll be able to see into the fourth dimension. What you'll see there exactly is unknown. It might be the past, the present, the future, your current location, an entirely unknown location, or perhaps something different entirely. There's only one way to find out. And there you have it. Several different rituals you can try out with nothing more than a mirror. And if you're lucky, they might end in something good. But, as with most games of this nature, it's probably best to expect the worst. Especially when it comes to mirrors. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.